Hi, this is Mary Redmond, the Fearless Negotiator. Some engage tips today having to do with handshakes. In the Western world, we often greet one another. It's traditional to do it with a handshake. Oh my goodness, there are so many kinds of handshakes, and I'm sure you've probably had all of them. I hope you haven't given all of them. So let's start with the limp fish. You maybe get the fingertips in the limp fish, not much more than that. It's uncomfortable for both parties, but it's a fingertip kind of thing. It's not a comfortable handshake because what you really want to do in a great handshake is make a connection right here so that the two hands meet. Skin on skin, not fingertips. Then I have what I call the Southerner's handshake. That's maybe even less of the fingertips. What I learned is, culturally, at least in the United States, folks who are raised in the South are told by their mamas and their grandmamas, do not shake a lady's hand and try to break it. You just shake a little bit of it. And one of the fellows I met recently said if his grandma saw him giving a real firm handshake, she'd have come along and slapped him. Your grandma's not here today. When you are meeting a business professional, you want to offer, male or female, you put your whole hand out there and you make that connection. You ever had a two-handed handshake? I sometimes think that's the politician's handshake. Put your hand out and they'll cover your hand with their second hand. It's a little intrusive, but if you're an 80-year-old lady at church on Sunday, you kind of expect to get one of those. However, if you're two business people, don't do a two-handed shake. There's another one. It's the hand and the elbow, again involving both of your hands, but you've gone up to the elbow. That's a no-no. Don't touch the elbow. And then there's an advanced where they go to the shoulder. Those are not appropriate. However, during political conflicts, and it almost looks like a conflict, you will begin to see men, especially men, shaking with both the hand and the shoulder. What do you do to counter that? You do the same thing that they do. You show you are powerful as well, and you put your hand on their shoulder. So now you're shaking and you both have hands on shoulders. There's also the sweaty palm shake, and can you imagine? There is a name for someone who has sweaty palms. It's, you ready for this? Palmoplantar hyperhidrosis. I looked it up last night. There's an association for people who have sweaty hands. My niece used to have sweaty hands. The only time it didn't happen was when she was shaking my hand or a boyfriend's hand. And when do you shake your boyfriend's hand? And a family member. Everyone else, when Katie shook their hand, was always sweaty. If you're one of those people with palmoplantar hyperhidrosis, dry your hands before you meet people so that you give them a good, solid, dry handshake. There you go. Tips on handshakes, the way that Westerners greet another person in a negotiation. That's it from Mary Redmond, the Fearless Negotiator.